I try to practice.
Well, yeah, no worries. No matter what, the practice will give you the opportunity to do better during these tests. So just relax. Whenever you are in the test, the most important part is to control your nervous system because your nervous system can make you forget. We don't want that. So I am pretty sure that you know enough to to solve the questions appropriately. But if you feel you're too anxious, try to look for something to calm you. Like if you want to take a bottle of water, if you want to take maybe, I don't know, uh, one of those rubber rubber balls that you can squeeze while you do something, just do it. Whatever calms you down, try to look for it during the test. It's easier to remember when we are relaxed.
I try. I will try.
Yeah, no worries. I know you have plenty knowledge to pass the test. It's just a matter of practice and effort. All right. So the writing part, I would say, is maybe the trickiest of them all, because when we are speaking, the information kinds of flow. But when we are writing, we have to be really careful because the person who is evaluating is going to have more time to analyze the way we put the words together. So I want to see, uh, what about you, Jesse? What do you think the writing section is about?
I think, hi, hello, good afternoon. Hello,
Hey,
Astrid.
Hello.
How are you? I think the
writing.
writing part might be about make a composition.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they are going to give us the subject or it's going to be something free. But I assume that maybe to a kind of essay.
Okay, yes, you're very close to it. What about you, uh, Astrid? What do you think you are going to have to write about during this test?
Okay, maybe I consider in this step the tutor give us a question. Maybe I need to write essay
Okay.
about that, and maybe that I have doubt in this one.
Well, I am pretty sure that most of us feel like this little kid when we were going to take that test. It's like, oh my God. Yes, it's like that. We feel nervous when we have to prove that we know something, but we can be relaxed and trust in the practice we have done so far. So you may find two parts for this section of the test. The first part, you are given an essay title. So they are going to give you a title of an essay and they will give you two ideas related to that title. What you have to do is in a limit of minimum 140 words and a maximum of 190, express your opinions about the title using the ideas given and add a third idea that is coming from you. It's made by yourself. That's basically the instructions. But the most important part here is that given it is an essay, you will have to be tested on your abilities to comply with the task. That means ser capaz de cumplir con la tarea al 100%. Ya les voy a mostrar a qué me refiero con eso. The second part is to be able to evaluate what I put here, key aspects, evaluate, expressing opinions, hypothesizing, justify, and persuade. Si quieres, puedes cerrar el micrófono mientras no hablas para
Okay.
que el ruido no afecte y así solamente lo abrimos cuando vayamos a participar. De esa manera fluye mejor la información. Mm, So these are the key aspects. Evaluating, that means that you can evaluate a certain situation, express your opinion, make a hypothesis about. Ya sabemos que las hipótesis son como predicciones, resultados que suponemos que van a ocurrir dadas ciertas circunstancias. But not only that, but also justify. We have to justify, give reasons, strong reasons to justify our ideas. If you say something, justify it. Don't just say, yeah, this is good, or this is bad, or this is horrible, or this is incredible. No, say, this is incredible because, and you give more ideas and arguments to justify, to make your ideas strong. If you do it correctly, you will be able to persuade your reader. Persuading is convincing. Convince the reader that what you say is true and is right, and it's an idea that deserves trust. Yes, so those are the aspects that you have to focus on. You have to practice your evaluate. Like, for example, if you are given a certain situation for a choice, evaluate what choice is the best and why. Express your opinions, make hypotheses, and justify your arguments. Can you read, Jesse, this little meme for me? Read out loud.
I've got an A for my essay. Hey, that's great. Well done. I haven't handed it in yet. Any other letter I could add?
So, yeah, that's what happens to many of us. The
Yes.
fear of the white paper. El miedo a la hoja en blanco. Ay, Dios mío. ¿Qué hacer cuando tenemos esa hoja en blanco al frente y no se nos ocurre nada? So, no problem. There is people who is in worse situations than us as cyanide and happiness. He just had an A for that essay, just one letter. Oh my goodness. The, let's move on. The part two of the test will ask you about, to make one of these choices, an article or an email or letter, although no one writes letters anymore. It's just emails. I think letters are just too old-fashioned, although they were exciting to receive. I remember I was so excited receiving letters when I was in high school. You knew your crush or the girl you liked or the boy you liked was sending some messages, and that was the nice thing of the letters. Now it's everything through WhatsApp or the email. Then reports or reviews. So I will explain a little bit later what every uh, duty or every task is about because they are very different. An article, an email, a report, or a review. But to make this, don't worry, you will receive information to help you do the task. So you will be given information about the context, the topic, that means the topic purpose, what they try to make you write about, and the objective and the target reader. This has also uh, the the limit of words is 140 and 190. These word limits are extremely important. If you write less than 140 words, or if you do more than 190, that will take points away. In this case, more is not better. Yes, in this case, do what you're asked to do. Tienen que respetar mucho sus límites. Los examinadores bajan puntos sin misericordia, o si escriben menos o si escriben más de la cuenta. Entonces, si escriben menos, lo juzgan como si no tuviera suficiente lenguaje para comunicar las ideas. Y si escribe más, dicen que da muchos rodeos sin necesidad. Entonces, hay que tratar de mantenerse entre esos márgenes. Yo diría que pueden jugar con 160, 170 palabras y les iría súper bien. Tratar de mantenerse dentro de esos dos límites, ni menos ni más. That will help you get a very good score. Uh, Another thing, this exam is taken on computer. So everything that you do for the test is going to be on a computer. So practice using Word and count the words, check how many words you have written, divide the text in paragraphs, and try to connect the paragraphs coherently. En el examen, normalmente el sistema les pone un cuadro en el que ustedes deben escribir, digamos, la tarea que les pusieron. Ese cuadro generalmente tiene un contador de palabras. Él le va a decir cuántas palabras lleva escritas hasta el momento para que así puedas hacer el recorte si te estás pasando o puedas hacer el aumento si todavía te falta. Entonces el sistema normalmente da esa información de cuántas palabras van para que ni te pases ni te falten. Okay, another meme. I love memes. I love good sense of humor and I like to laugh, so I add this image to your presentation. All right, so he was very focused on doing something. He was even sweating, and the only thing he wrote was "de." Very decorate, but just one word. So remember not to let the decorations go to your minds. Do not make a lot of roundabouts, no den muchos giros. Traten de ir al punto. En estos ejercicios de escritura, lo concreto es vital. Hay que ir al grano cumpliendo con cada aspecto de la tarea. Listo, ese D está muy bonito, pero en realidad es solo una palabra. Entonces hay que avanzar con fuerza y con un buen manejo del tiempo. Okay. As always, I say, do not underestimate the test, even if you are good at English. Practice as much as you can, especially time management, and use diverse material, wide variety of topics. In this part, the time management is vital because if you haven't organized your ideas, if you do not give a proper closure to your article or to your review or to your essay, that will make you look like a candidate with lacks in the use of language. And we don't want that. We want you to have the best score. So try to dominate the time management. When you are practicing, when you are writing for this test, try to use a time. During the test, you will have normally 80 minutes to complete the tasks of writing. 80 minutes. So make sure that you use the time wisely and avoid reaching the limit without giving your article a proper closure. Darle el cierre adecuado a nuestros textos es vital, sobre todo dentro del tiempo límite. El computador normalmente se cierra cuando se cumple el tiempo y, y no nos deja hacer más nada en el escrito. Una de las partes buenas de presentar el examen con personas, porque a mí la primera vez que me tocó fue con una profe al frente y escribir la parte del writing en un papel, era que ella me decía, bueno, ya se acabó el tiempo, pero yo podía poner una comita, un puntico por acá antes de entregar. Mientras que en el sistema, esto simplemente se cierra y se acabó y vamos a la siguiente parte. Entonces hay que tener mucho cuidado con el manejo del tiempo. Well, I'm going to show you some pages. Relax, this isn't over yet. I'm going to show you some pages that talk about these types of writing texts. Let me show you. Do you know anything about Rotten Tomatoes? Yes, Astrid, do you know anything about Rotten Tomatoes? Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Tutor, I am having troubles to understand because the communication is choppy.
Hmm. Well, that's bad. Do you
Yeah.
do you hear me better now?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yes.
All right. Mm, because well, maybe the flow of the internet connection may suffer some ups and downs. That's why I decided to connect my computer through a LAN cable instead of Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi is a little bit unstable. So I prefer to connect through a cable. If you can do that too, I recommend you to do it. That's connecting your computer to the internet through a cable instead of Wi-Fi. If you cannot, it's all right, but the Wi-Fi is normally the most problematic of the two options. All right. So
Thank you.
the question was, do you know anything about Rotten Tomatoes? It's a web page, Rotten Tomatoes. Have you
No,
heard of?
I don't know for me. It's
Okay.
a no for
Rot
me.
yeah, Rotten Tomatoes is possibly the most uh, visited platform to know what movies to watch, what movies are good, what movies are bad, what series are good to watch, and what others aren't. So this is maybe one of the most trusted platforms around the world to look for recommendations about movies and TV shows. If they say that in Rotten Tomatoes, if they say the movie is 4.5 over 5, that means it's a good movie. So I recommend you this page to check informal reviews made by people, critics, and others. This way, you will be able to identify the elements of the reviews without uh, without the boring factor of reviews made to practice English. So these are reviews for people who read in English. So they try to be appealing, interesting, and amusing for the reader. This is what you gotta do in your reviews. Let me show you. Don't worry, I will share the links to these recommendations with you. So just pay attention and I will share the links later. So the steps to writing a great review. The first thing we gotta know is that a review is a personal opinion that includes your recommendation to someone else. Reviews can be about restaurants, can be about movies, they can be about places to visit, about many things. They are like the pieces of information that you look for when you are trying to make a decision. For example, you want to change your cell phone and you have a budget of 300,000 pesos, maximum 500,000 pesos. So what you do normally, if you trust on the internet people, is that you go on the internet and you type on Google, what is the best cell phone I can get between 300,000 and 500,000 pesos? And you will have a lot of results about this type of question. You will look for the information, people's opinions about the cell phones available for that price, and you will make a decision based on the information you receive from them. One important thing from the reviews is that you have to pay attention to the task. In this square, do you see my screen? Sí, sí pueden ver mi pantalla.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. And this square, you have uh, a task that asks you to write a review. But I want you to focus on the elements of this little square. It says, book reviews 1. Have you read a book in which the main character behaved in a surprising way? Write us a review of the book explaining what the main character did and why it was surprising. Tell us whether or not you would recommend this book to other people. The best reviews will be published in the magazine. So remember, for this task, you normally have a word limit of 140, 190. So try to organize your ideas between those two limits. First important thing, it's a review, the one that they are asking. Then we know it's an opinion, a recommendation, and our point of view. Then the main topic of the review is, have you read a book in which the main character behaved in a surprising way? That's the topic we are going to talk about. Then, very important, explain what the main character did. So that's to make a summary of the things the character did and why, justifying why it was surprising. Tell us whether or not you would recommend this book to other people. So there comes your personal opinion and your recommendation to other people, if it's a yes or a no. They recommend us to make a plan. So whenever you are practicing at home, make a plan on a notebook. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this, about that, about this part of the character, about that thing that he did. Then after you finish the plan, remember that you need to keep a structure. You gotta keep it interesting. You gotta make a catchy introduction, a summary of the plot, in this case, a summary of the actions of the main character, the surprising moment, and your recommendation. If you see, we cannot forget any of the parts of the task. If you do not solve one of the parts of this task, it's going to take points away. So remember to pay a lot of attention to the recommendations and the instructions on the box. Write about a book where the main character behaved in a surprising way. Say what he did that was surprising and why. And then recommend it to other people or not. Everything with two justifications. Then, useful vocabulary. We were talking about this morning, Jesse, so it's important to use synonyms, to use words that will make our writing text a little rich than we normally need to communicate. This time, we are asked to show what we are making. We are asked to show if we have plenty of vocabulary or if we are limited. So this is the opportunity to show the examiner that we are the best students of this university. So take out your maximum energy. Whatever whatever word comes to your mind as a synonym that is not so common, but still it's interesting, use it. Instead of saying, for example, interesting, you say fascinating. Yeah, as we were checking this morning with many synonyms, instead of saying ugly, you can say hideous or disgusting. Many of those things will help you do a better review. Then here are some expressions that you can use. I will share this link later so you can take a look. So we can move on to the step 2. The step 2 is write it. Write it, try to use your best vocabulary, but still keep the text easy to read and interesting. And use expressions like the most shocking part was when I couldn't believe it when, in fact, it was so surprising. And for the recommendations, you can see these examples. I strongly recommend. I wouldn't read the novel again because everyone should read this immediately because, but don't forget to say why. Always, whenever you say something that you are stating something, o como llamamos en español, cuando afirmas algo, apóyalo, argumentalo, always. Then step 3 is the check stage. My recommendation for this part of the text is read loud. Read loud if you can do it. If you have other people around you taking the test, it's not such a good idea to read out loud, but try to do it in a very low voice so you can hear yourself. Algunas veces escuchamos algo en inglés y decimos como ve, esto no suena bien. Si en algún momento sienten eso con el texto que escribieron, reevalúen el uso de esa idea, reestructúrenla, reescríbanla. Leer en voz alta ayuda a que ustedes puedan identificar esas partes que suenan raro. De esa manera pueden corregir a tiempo los posibles errores de sintaxis y gramática que tengan dentro de su texto. Entonces, leer, así sea en voz bajita, pero leerlo como para que se escuchen ustedes mismos es importante para identificar esos errores. Una vez se emociona mucho escribiendo y no se da cuenta que está, por ejemplo, repitiendo la misma palabra muchas veces en un par de líneas. Y eso hace que uno se vea como una persona que redacta mal. Entonces, esta parte del writing tiene su truco por eso. En el speaking, muchas veces la repetición de la misma palabra pasa desapercibida, pero dentro del writing, el evaluador va a tener la oportunidad de analizar qué tanto se repiten las palabras dentro de un párrafo corto o dentro de la misma línea incluso. Entonces hay que ser cuidadosos. Si estamos diciendo una misma palabra, un mismo adjetivo, un mismo sustantivo, dentro de una misma línea, hay que buscar sinónimos con urgencia. Tratar de no repetir esas palabras dentro de una misma línea e incluso dentro de un mismo párrafo si no es necesario. Siempre que puedan ser reemplazados por sinónimos, hagamos. Then, final tips. In this part of the reviews, you will be asked to talk about restaurants, movies, books, people, celebrities. Try to choose the one that you know the most. Listo, si está abierta la elección para que usted hable de un libro en el que tal cosa o de una película en el que tal otra, escoja una película que conozca bien, escoja un restaurante que usted conozca bastante. Ah, pero es que ese restaurante es colombiano, no importa. Dice el nombre en español o dice el nombre que tenga, si es un restaurante italiano o cualquier cosa. Lo importante es que conozca bien de lo que va a hablar. De esa manera le va a quitar un grado de dificultad a la comunicación de las ideas. Si nos ponemos a escoger un libro, una película, un restaurante o cualquier otro asunto del que no sabemos bastante, sería como ponernos una piedrita en el zapato sin necesidad. Entonces siempre tratemos de leer. Si tenemos la elección abierta, que normalmente va a ser así, porque estas tareas siempre hablan abierto, no le dicen a uno, hable de tal restaurante del centro de la ciudad de tal, porque en realidad pues no sabemos si todos los evaluados van a conocer ese restaurante. Entonces lo que van a hacer es dejarnos abierta la puerta para hablar de lo que conocemos. Por lo tanto, al punto y hablar de lo que conocen. Don't be afraid to give both negative and positive opinions. Contrasting, it's a very important ability of a language learner. The examiners will be focusing on this part too. It's not only to say the good things about the movie. You can also mention bad things that it has, but still that make it a good quality movie. Por ejemplo, la película favorita de alguno puede ser tal, y hay cosas que aún, por más favorita que sea, no le terminan de gustar. Si ustedes son capaces de hablar de esas ideas que contrastan y aún así hacen ver toda la información coherente y convincente, van a darle al evaluador una razón más para que les ponga un buen puntaje, porque son capaces de utilizar el contraste sin perder el sentido. Entonces ustedes están recomendando una película y aún así son capaces de hablar de algunos aspectos malos que tiene sin, digamos, quitarle importancia a lo bueno. Es de personas que saben comunicarse muy bien, convencer al otro, aún resaltando cosas que no son tan buenas en el asunto del que están hablando. Entonces, mucho cuidado, no siempre hay que decir todo lo bueno, sino que también si son capaces de traer aspectos negativos y hablar de ellos de manera coherente y cohesiva, les va a dar puntos extra. Experiment with using first person and try addressing the reader with the word you. In the reviews, you can be formal. You are trying to catch the attention of the reader. You are trying to be interesting and informal. So don't be afraid to use the first person and address the reader as you. It's very different with essays and articles. In essays and articles, your objective is to be formal, to be academic. So in the articles and the essays, you will better use the passive voice. Ahorita ya les explico de qué se trata. Pero en las reviews pueden ser informales, igual que en los correos a familiares y amigos. Right. Yo les voy a compartir estos links para que no se preocupen. La clase es bastante corta para hablar de todo lo que incluye el writing, pero pues me voy a asegurar de compartirles los links necesarios y por aquí se ve de pronto una ventanita que tengo con un zip donde hay varios escritos de ejemplo de cada tarea y así ustedes puedan iluminarse un poco durante el estudio autónomo. It's very important to have one thing clear. We need formal and casual emails. En una de las tareas van a pedir que escribamos emails o mensajes a familiares o amigos o que al jefe o a no sé quién. Entonces es importante saber si es lenguaje formal o lenguaje informal. Entonces vamos a lo de la voz pasiva y voz activa. ¿Alguna de ustedes sabe de qué se trata? La voz pasiva y la activa.
Yes, I did a class earlier today, and the tutor was telling us that it is like changing the subject that we are talking about.
Yes. Okay. The main characteristic of the passive voice is that the subject receives the action of the sentence. Se los pongo así. Active voice, an example of active voice is the person writes a letter. Listo, la persona escribe una carta. Si vemos la acción es escribir. ¿Quién escribe? La persona. Entonces aquí el sujeto de la oración realiza la acción de escribir. ¿Y qué escribe? La carta. En la voz pasiva vamos a trocar todo y vamos a pensar en cuál es la acción, que es escribir, pero esta vez no vamos a pensar en quién la realiza, sino quién recibe esa acción de ser escrita. En este caso sería la carta. Entonces así comienza una oración en voz pasiva. The letter was written by the person. Como vieron, hay un cambio en el tiempo. Se utiliza el verbo to be y el participio de la acción principal, que es escribir. El participio es written. Entonces vamos a mencionar la que recibe la acción, que es la carta, the letter, luego el verbo to be en pasado, was, y luego el participio del verbo, written. The letter was written by the person. Esa se utiliza mucho para el lenguaje formal, la voz pasiva. Si ustedes ven artículos científicos o investigaciones, van a ver que siempre mencionan cosas como el grupo fue evaluado a partir de tal evidencia. Fue descubierto que el 35% de los pacientes presentaba tal y tal cosa. O, de acuerdo a la evidencia, pudo ser identificado que los estudiantes con necesidades especiales, ta, ta, ta. Todo eso es voz pasiva. ¿Sí ven? Es una combinación del verbo to be, ser o estar, fueron, estaban, estuvieron, y el participio del verbo, que en español sería hado, oído. ¿Sí? Fue descubierto, fue traído, fue estudiado, fueron llamados. Todo eso es voz pasiva. Se utiliza normalmente para el lenguaje formal. Para el lenguaje informal, sí pueden hacerlo como estamos acostumbrados normalmente. I am calling you to tell you that, or remember that boy that brought me the letter the last week. Well, he is the girlfriend, he is the boyfriend of my best friend. Yes. Entonces así pueden identificar que la parte informal se enfoca más en la voz activa, que el sujeto realiza la acción. Y en la parte formal, el sujeto recibe la acción. Ya luego les voy a pasar algunos links donde también pueden practicar esa voz pasiva. Normalmente las páginas que tengan que ver con Cambridge, Oxford, y hay una página que también les voy a dejar en el chat que se llama Exam English. Esa página también les va a brindar la oportunidad de practicar y les va a calificar de una vez para que ustedes sepan en qué se van equivocando, en qué van fallando y en qué están bien. También en las páginas del Cambridge y del British Council tienen unos foros en los que les responden expertos y les ayudan a resolver dudas eh, relativamente pronto. Algunas veces se demoran un poco más, pero casi siempre responden. Okay, so then 5 things you need to know about writing articles. Esto también se los voy a pasar porque no nos da el tiempo para leer todas estas partes. Sin embargo, confío en que ustedes que son bien juiciosas, pues saquen el ratico para leer. Esta es la página que les decía, Exam English. Como ustedes ven, tiene para el IELTS, el TOEFL, TOEIC, los de Cambridge, Pearson y muchos otros. Nos vamos a enfocar en Cambridge. Cambridge es la universidad que diseñó el CEPTO. Como ustedes saben, la palabra CEPTO es Cambridge English Placement Test Online. ¿Listo? Entonces, siempre que busquemos material para estudiar, traten de enfocarse en la Universidad de Cambridge. Pero ¿qué es el CAE o el FCE o el PET? No importa. Casi siempre ellos manejan un mismo estilo de preguntas en sus exámenes. ¿Qué les recomiendo yo? Que utilicen FCE y CAE, porque el PET y el KET son más básicos. Entonces, FCE van a la fija. El CAE ya es más avanzado, pero aún así sirve. Déjenme les pongo, mientras tanto, los links en el chat para que no nos coja la tarde con eso. Y enseguida leemos unas reviews de Rotten Tomatoes para que veamos que ustedes incluso pueden poner su toque personal en cada una. Ya les voy a pegar los links en el chat. Un segundo. Bueno, en cuanto a la pregunta que decías de los extra points, claro, los examinadores suman puntos por lo que haces bien y quitan puntos por lo que hacen mal y al final promedian todo. Entonces, siempre que utilicen palabras que les ayudan y términos que les dan ventaja sobre otros niveles, eso va a ayudar a sanar lo que de pronto hicieron mal en algún otro aspecto del examen. Así que siempre que tengan la oportunidad de demostrar que saben algo, háganlo porque eso les va a ayudar a solucionar y a subsanar errores en otras áreas. Ok, ahí están los links. Vamos a ver unas cuantas reviews. Mientras, mientras tanto, pueden utilizar esos links para su propio estudio autónomo. Bueno, aquí tenemos que esta es la página de Der Daniel Podcast and Movie Reviews. That means Daniel is an specialist on writing reviews for movies and podcasts. Podcasts are uh, audio files that you can listen to on the internet. They are like radio programs, like those that we used to listen to when we were very little, or our grannies. They normally listen to novels on the radio and many other. It was like reading books loud on the radio. So they are um, radio shows. Right now, the replacement for those things are podcasts. Podcasts are like radio programs. They are recordings, people talking, and you listen to them like if it was on the radio. Then it says The Most Dangerous Game, a 1932 movie review by Daniel Barnes. So you see the title and the author. Then we have a picture. Of course, you are not